In the next few videos, I'm going to show you every step of making a fully functional and deployed web app. First thing I need to do is make the base project, and I'm going to do that using a helper function that I have called makeNext. We're going to make this a waitlist app. So here it initializes a GitHub repo and then initializes the Next.js project. But before we do any development, we're going to deploy the app using Vercel. We'll go to Vercel and make an account. Once you have an account, you can click this button to add a new project. If you've connected your account with GitHub, you'll see the repos right here. So we'll click the waitlist app that we created. You'll select where your base project is and select that the framework is Next.js, and we'll hit deploy. While that's deploying, we'll go to Namecheap and we'll go to advanced DNS settings. If we go back to Vercel, we'll see that our app deployed successfully. We'll go down to add domain and hit add domain. You'll add your domain here. In my case, I want to add it on a subdomain. So I'll add in my subdomain right here and click save. Now we click learn more, and we have a CNAME record for anything that's a subdomain, and we'll have an A-list record and a CNAME record if we put it on the top level domain. Now we'll copy the value and remember what the name is. When we go over to Namecheap and add a new record, we're going to add a new CNAME record and put in the name that we remembered, which is waitlist app, and then we'll paste in our value here and click save changes. If we go back to Vercel and wait a minute and click refresh, we'll see that we're connected and we're generating an SSL certificate. Once the certificate's done, we can open the app and we see our app is deployed. Now once that's up, I can just prompt the AI to build my app. We'll test it out using npm run dev, and here's our app. It's obviously not going to actually do anything, but that's the next steps. We'll add everything and commit it and git push. When we do that, Vercel's automatically going to kick off a deployment. Here's our deployment. Click that. We can monitor the logs. Now we see the status is ready and we can go to our app, and now we see the update is ready. Now let's connect a database. We'll go back to the main app settings and go over to storage. We'll create a database and select something like Neon. We'll select our region and we'll click continue. We'll name it and create. Database is created and we'll connect it to our app. When we do that, it's automatically going to assign the environment variables to our app so that next time when we deploy, the environment variables are going to pick up the database credentials. We'll create a .env file. We can copy the credentials and copy it in our local dev environment to initialize the database. Now we're going to prompt Cursor to connect to our Postgres database and use Prisma to do that. We're going to do our first database migration and load up Prisma Studio to monitor our database, and we should be able to test out our app. We'll test it locally, we'll add our name, and great, we're on the list. Let's check our database. Refresh, and we have a database entry. We'll test it again with the same email, and it says email is already registered. Let's add all that and commit it, and we have our first build error. And I usually see this issue when I try to deploy the first time when I have a database. It says when you run npm build, you have to run Prisma generate prior to that. So in the build command, you run Prisma generate, and let's deploy this. Let's go back to our app, and we see that we have a new build, and this one should succeed. And we see we have one user from before. Let's add another user with a different email, and we see it's added. We'll go back and refresh, and we see we have 2 users waiting. And there you go. That's how you deploy a real web app on a domain name with a database. Follow for more because I'm going to show you how to add more services tomorrow. I'm posting every day. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.